Hey, how is everyone doing? Very good to be back. Long time no post. So I got a Throne and Liberty healing guide for y'all today. Been playing a healer since the game when it started at launch, and you know what? I've been enjoying it a great deal. Not for the faint of heart. Healers aren't plentiful in the game, and they don't get a lot of appreciation. I mean, basically, if anyone dies or, anything happens, it's your fault. But when you do keep people alive, you don't get any recognition. So it's not an easy job to fulfill. So here I'm going to break down the video into a few parts, starting with active skills and skill specializations and passives. And that's about it. Timestamps can be found below. I hope you enjoy. If you like the video, please give it a like and subscribe. Thank you very much, guys, and mahalo. We'll start off with your 6 main active heal spells, 2 bursts along with 4 sustained heals, 3 of them from the wand skill line and 3 of them from the bow skill line. Give a brief showcase of their animation along with an explanation of how they work. Swift healing is the first heal you unlock, and it is the quintessential single target burst heal that instantly restores an ally's health or yourself. I highly recommend to level this skill up as soon as you can, so you can begin effectively healing your squad. Cooldown is very short, and the skill specialization consecutive use allows it to be cast 3 times in a row in very quick succession. Clay Salvation is your main AoE burst heal. Provides an instant healing around you as long as allies are within range. If you choose the weaken removal skill specialization, you'll also be able to remove debuffs off multiple teammates, which is also very valuable as a team utility skill. Cast this when multiple teammates run low on health, as cooldown for this skill is pretty long. Healing Touch is a single target sustained heal that shares cooldown with swift healing. Sharing cooldown was actually a recent nerf added by developers, not exactly sure why, but therefore made it a lot weaker. It can, however, be quite effective if stacked with other skills like Nature's Blessing and Flash Wave. Right, I personally like using this skill when allies are not currently in combat, just so I can top them off a little bit, give them a little more HP and HP regen due to the short cooldown of the skill. Nature's Blessing is a debuff remover for your entire team within 60 meters, but can also act as a mildly effective sustained HP and mana restoration skill. Don't overcast this because the cooldown is quite long, and if you're fighting a boss that stacks a lot of debuffs or just debuffs in general, you could screw yourself and your team over by overcasting this. Fountain of Life is perhaps the most powerful sustained heal in the game. It is essentially a glowing circular puddle placed on the ground where your teammates will receive a sustained heal for approximately 6 seconds. Certain skill specializations allow it to restore mana for you and your teammates, as well as increasing the overall radius of the spell. The cooldown is very long, so do not overcast it and be very mindful of how you cast it and when you cast it. At level 50, you also unlock a very powerful skill known as Flash Wave. You need to morph the original Flash Arrow into this skill Flash Wave in order for it to be effective. This is a powerful frontal AoE damage, debuff, and heal skill that's currently breaking the meta in large-scale PvPs. It does a little bit of everything, which is what makes it so valuable. You're essentially hitting enemies hard, blinding them, and to top it all off, healing anyone within your path. The next 5 skills I will discuss are not directly related to healing. However, I do believe these skills are very important in providing team utility as well as decent sustain, so you are able to continuously cast your skills with shorter cooldown periods. Blessed Barrier is a skill to buff up the defenses of your party as well as increase your healing efficacy for 6 seconds. Depending on if it's day or night, you get either defense or endurance. And endurance is just a fancy name for critical defense, meaning enemies are less likely to hit criticals on you, or the higher number on you. Skill specialization targets expanded allows you to buff multiple people. I personally like using this skill right before a fight, or during a heavy fight. Invincible Wall is your only damage shield skill in the wand skill line. This is normally casted in situations where people need to be topped off a little more past their maximum HP. I like to use them in dungeons where newer people don't know the mechanics, just so they can survive a little better. Purifying Touch is your primary debuff remover, and it removes all stacks instantly. Very important in situations where enemies stack a large amount of debuffs on you that do a lot of damage over a short period of time. Using this skill allows you to not have to panic heal and use every spell in your arsenal, then have to wait 30 seconds for everything to cool down again. Deadly Marker is very crucial in reducing cooldowns. As long as you have this marker on an enemy's head and your teammates are hitting it, you are essentially reducing the cooldowns for almost all your skills, as well as the skills of your teammates. Furthermore, you are providing a buff, an increased hit chance, making the marked enemy easier to hit. Overall, the skill is essential, at least when it comes down to PvE and dungeons. In PvP, it might not have as much utility, but I don't know. And last but not least, Blitz, right? Very simple, resets the cooldown for the skill you just used. So if you just use Flash Wave and for some reason need to cast it again, you reset it, but be extremely careful. Very long cooldown. Here I'll give a brief recommendation when it comes down to skill specializations. When it comes to Flash Wave, morphing Flash Arrow into Flash Wave is almost non-negotiable. This is basically your main hard-hitting skill, along with the blinding debuff, along with the heal over time on your teammates, so you definitely have to morph this. The rest of the skill specializations is up to you, depending on how you play. I recommend putting a point into Swift Healing's consecutive use, so you can cast it 3 times, and when it comes down to the Fountain of Life, I would recommend adding the duration as well as increasing its radius, just so it's easier to hit all of your teammates while in dungeons. And here are some of the passive skills I recommend to use if you're going to be a pure healer. 7 of them. They're negotiable, depending on what you use and how you play your character. Devotion and Emptiness is one of the first ones you unlock in the 1 skill line. Right? Massive heal buff during the day, and a lot of curse damage during the night. Noble Revival is your main skill heal, increased percentage per 1000 maximum mana. Increase your wisdom and increase your max mana in your gear, and you'll see your skill heal percentage go up like crazy. Selfless Soul is just a great overall healing passive, right? Healing your own allies will increase your healing even more, so it's basically a positive feedback loop to increase the hell out of your healing. Sniper Sense is very important because healing is actually affected by critical hit percentage, right? Farther you are, your critical percentage of healing increases, so you hit the higher number of possible healing between your damage range, which scales with your healing. Distorted Sanctuary, plain and simple. Larger party will increase your magic endurance and health recovery over time from skills by 5 point or a certain amount of percentage per party member, so this is very important to have. Earth's Blessing from the Longbow skill line is just a nice overall HP skill buff from all your skills. Right? Can't really go wrong here. This is the first one I leveled up to 4 compared to the other ones. Last but not least is Devoted Shield. It's not directly related to healing, but it's a damn lifesaver when you're at critically low HP. Recently got nerfed, but it's still good, and I think every Longbow build should have this slotted no matter what, just because it saves your life. So that about sums up the video when it comes to just the healing spells and the healing spell specializations. Hope you got something out of the video, right? Whether you're a beginner player or a veteran player that only plays DPS and now wants to kind of make an alternate character and become a healer just to queue up for dungeons a lot faster. Yeah, hope you got something out of this. Mahalo for tuning in, as always. I want to make a lot more healing related stuff in the future. But I have another DPS as well, and I would like to get into that type of content too. It sucks because this game only allows you to have 2 characters, right? Your main and an alt. So I'm limited in terms of what I can do. If you liked the video, please give me a comment, like, or subscribe, or all of the above. I much appreciate it. Thanks for sticking by, and thanks for tuning in again. Mahalos.